The Really Do-It-Yourself website. Today we'll be making royal icing and royal icing bees. You're going to need corn syrup, sugar, meringue powder, vanilla, and water. Okay, the recipe is on my blog, so I'm going to start. You're going to take your dry ingredients, and this is a pound of sugar. And I have everything pre-measured. You're going to take 3 tablespoons of meringue powder. And then you're going to take 4 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of corn syrup, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Pour it in there. You're going to take your mixer and you're going to mix for about 5 minutes. I would say on a low setting, not too high. And you want to mix until it loses its sheen. If you need a little bit more water, you're going to add a little bit of water at a time. Make sure I got every little drop. So we're going to pour a little bit at a time. That's an extra tablespoon I have there on the side. And I think I'm going to need the whole tablespoon for this one. Minutes later, and this is what it should look like. It's nice and creamy, but yet very stiff. See, it forms peaks. And again, I'm just going to mix that. So you're going to do the same thing for your black. And just mix your colors, and then we're going to fill our bags, and then we'll be ready to do our royal icing beads. Okay, isn't that a beautiful yellow? Now I'm going to wipe off my spatula. Should always have a wet cloth on your side. Wipe off your spatulas, and here I'm going to mix and do my black. And now the colors, as they sit, they get a little bit brighter, they intensify a little bit. So what you can do is you can let this sit if you have some time, or if you want, you could just add another drop of black, which I think I'm going to do since I'm going to use it right now. Ready, we're going to put the yellow on tip 12. It looks like this. It's a nice round. If you don't have tip 12, you could use any size round you like. That's a little bit on the medium to larger size, depending on the size you want your beads to be. So we're going to take and fill that bag. Again, squeeze some out. Leave it as a plug. We'll put that to the side. Now, royal icing should always be covered. It dries really fast. As you see the little residue here, it's becoming really hard, very brittle. So you want to always make sure that you cover it with a wet cloth. Okay, so now I'm going to do my black. And for the black, we're going to use tip 3 first, and then we're going to switch to tip 2. And that's a very small round. You can always mix before you put in the bag. So I want to make sure you mix, just in case it's getting hard. And we're going to put that, it's not very black, but it'll turn black eventually. I don't have the time to wait. So we're going to fill that bag as well. Then we're going to take out a piece of wax paper or parchment paper. I prefer wax paper, just because once they're dry, they remove very easily. I'm going to put this to the side. Uncuff your bag. Squeeze it all the way to the bottom. And again, make sure you squeeze some outside. And just wipe down my little area here. We're ready. We're going to take tip 12 with the yellow, and we're going to be at a 45-degree angle to the board or to the paper. We're going to squeeze heavy pressure, and we're going to start tapering off the pressure. And just pull, let the little point go. Now, I'm just going to make a couple of them. Again, you're going to do the same thing. That one I'm going to make a little bit bigger and just pull so you get the little point at the end. Now we're going to take our tip 3, and we're going to make their face. So the same thing we did with the ladybugs. We're going to be here at the front. We're going to draw a little circle and make sure that you fill in the little circle. Okay, now I'm going to switch to tip 2. So I'm going to switch my tip, and that's going to be a smaller round, and that's going to be to do the lines of the body. I did my lines with the same tip, but I like the effect that the smaller tip gives. So we're going to go, and my hand shakes a lot, so I'm just going to hold it here. And we're going to draw lines going around the body of the bee. And you could do as many or as little lines as you want. I'm going to do 2. Okay. Now these little pieces here, you can always take your spatula and just flatten them out very carefully. And now we're going to take tip 352, which is our white for our wings. And we're going to take the plug off and wipe it on your cloth. And we're going to hold this tip this way. So you see here, it's not going to be laying down, it's going to be this way. Or like I used to tell my students, Pac-Man, Pac-Man's going to eat his pellets. Okay, and we're going to touch very gently here and squeeze and go up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Depending on the size of the wing, you want to squeeze less pressure. You see that one is much smaller than the other one. Or you want to give it heavy pressure, like I'm going to do here, to make it a nice thick wing. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. And make sure they're standing up. Now if you get a little point on the ends, you could just pinch them off with the tip of your fingers. And that's basically it.